Welcome to the Ditzy Chicks with Jamie and Mary.
I'm Jamie.
I'm Mary.
Perfect.
Perfect. Obviously for Halloween we watched Nightmare Before Christmas, and then we will watch it again for Christmas because it's for both.
Yes.
But Jay liked it, and Dylan was worried. Not worried, but he was like, this isn't going to be too like spooky for her, is it? Because of some of the faces they make and everything. And I'm like, shouldn't be. She should be fine.
No, yeah.
But she liked it, so I'm like, yes, another generation.
Also, I think she's a very brave soul. I feel like she's gonna have some courage in her,
sure.
anyways.
She already does. She's a little like adrenaline junkie already, I swear.
I feel like my daughter's the same.
Yeah. Anyways, we are approaching holiday season. Well, it is holiday season.
Yeah,
it's
officially
November now. So
I don't even do November 1st. I do like November 2nd or 3rd, and then I'm like, yeah, it's officially Christmas.
Since I work retail, season. I have to do November 1st because we started putting up garland.
Oh yeah.
We're getting our visuals together for our Black Friday stuff, because every year for November we get like the normal November set for clothes, and then like 2 weeks later we get all of the Black Friday special stuff, which is usually like sequins and sparkly stuff for like
super
New
flashy
Year's and stuff in December.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So that's what we're prepping for right now. So I have to like get into like Black Friday, Thanksgiving, Christmas mindset on November 1st, because that's when our corporation wants us to start getting ready for it. So
yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I remember when I worked in the radio station, we would have to start preparing for holiday stuff in like September. Like, we have to book out stuff so far in advance,
right,
and plan everything out. So like every time like we'd go to our meetings, they would start, okay, what? And I remember it even back in like August, they were like, okay, so here's what we're doing for like Christmas and New Year's and stuff, and I'm over here like, what? I can't wrap my head around this.
My son just had his birthday. What are you talking about?
It is literally still summer.
Yeah.
What? This is what corporate America is like right now?
Yeah.
That's what corporate, and that was my hard lesson, was that is what corporate America is like. Yep. You can never live in the now. You can't live in the now.
And holidays aren't holidays anymore. There's no actual like, because almost every holiday has some sort of spiritual, religious background or meaning to it.
Yeah.
And it's just not that way anymore. It's all, I mean, for most people it is.
How much money you can get. But
now it's monetary.
Yeah, it's all, money and things.
Yeah, yep. And it's ridiculous.
It's kind of disgusting to me too.
Yeah, because I'm trying to get into a place where it's not that way for me. Yeah. I'm trying to unlearn that so I can make it more into like the spiritual, religious meanings and get more into tune with that, because I'm like, this is what it's meant to be. Why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I
go
try
back
to click
to your
in with
roots?
that? Yeah.
Go back to your roots.
Which is another reason why I want to get a DNA test done, is so I can know what my actual roots are.
Yeah.
And actually tap into those like I'm supposed to be.
No, I want to do the same thing. And we can definitely talk about that kind of stuff on another episode. I think that'd be really fun.
Yeah.
And just, stories that we have. But as far as the money grab that holidays can be, I mean, have you seen every single year they still sell you trick-or-treating buckets?
Yeah.
Like still, like, how many trick-or-treating buckets do you think are in a landfill right now?
Too many.
In the landfills. Why can't you just use a pillowcase?
We got
a fucking pillowcase.
Our daughter like a felt one. And it's just a little tiny thing. That way she can have it for as long as she can. And she's still small. So
yeah,
she
that'll last longer.
Right. And it'll last longer, and then when we're done with it, burn it.
Yeah. I mean, you can't go out and like burn plastic.
No. Like,
what kind of chemicals are you releasing into the air? You can burn cotton though. Like, you can burn different kind of synthetic materials. Yeah, it's just, there's so many things. And I really feel like a lot of holidays now, it's like the tradition is, oh, you have to get into the holiday. The holiday is about, like, we don't want to miss out on the experience. And the experience is getting these things.
Yeah, it's decorating and spending money on, treats and stuff
Oh, yeah.
and costumes, and it's like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The experience is
yeah,
food, it's sugar, and it doesn't have to be that way.
no,
Like, we all created that, however long ago, and it just kind of started blowing up more and more and more. It doesn't have to be that way. And I feel like for some of us that are like around our age, millennials, zillennials,
yeah,
Gen Z, are starting to really look at, well, we don't want those to be the traditions. And it's hard to break away from that
yeah,
because we are stuck in the middle where it's, we want our kids to grow up with fun childhoods like we had, but we're learning now that our kids are going to grow up with vastly different childhoods than
yeah,
what we had. And it's because we are making the choices to take away the candy from Halloween
mm-hmm.
and substitute something else. And that was always hard. It's hard for me to try to do that too, because we have external factors. There's other family members that are, oh, candy, candy, candy. Or other family members that are like, oh, we'll buy them this and this and this. And I'm trying to get into this, trying to grow my family into the world that they're going to live in when they
Yeah,
get older. And I'm really hoping that the world that they grow up in is less materialistic.
me too.
I don't want it to be
the
materialistic for them.
the
It's honestly a
materialist
headache.
It's a headache. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
Like, it is exhausting living in such a materialistic world, especially since I'm not a materialistic person. I'm not a
Mm-hmm.
stuff person. I never have been.
Yeah.
I couldn't give two shits about stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, obviously, if it has like a sentimental value, like it came from a family member, if it was handmade, it's
Yeah.
different. But like store-bought stuff and it's mass-produced things don't have value to me.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, mass produced things shouldn't have value to anybody.
No.
And personally, that's why I hate buying brand new stuff.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm broke and that's why I don't buy brand new stuff. I mean, that's part of the reason. But it's literally because I don't find I don't have the want or need to go buy something brand new when I could just get something used that already exists.
Already exists, but also already has a story,
Yeah.
and meaning, and it was already in somebody else's life and
Mm-hmm.
has value to it already.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I don't know if you remember the coffee table episode of Friends where Rachel is living with Phoebe and she goes to Pottery Barn and buys a apothecary coffee table from Pottery Barn because Phoebe Phoebe can't have anything brand new from big box stores.
Mm-hmm.
It all has to be genuine and unique. And so so Rachel has to tell Phoebe, oh, I got this at a flea market. And because Phoebe's like, oh my gosh, what is this? It's amazing. And Rachel's like, oh yeah, it's an old apothecary table that they used in the days of yore, because she's not like Ross where she knows history. And Phoebe is even like, oh my gosh, you can almost smell like the opium in it and everything like that. And then she finds out that it's a fake.
Yeah.
But I actually saw somebody selling that exact same apothecary table, and this is from like the 90s, early 2000s. I think it's from like maybe the year 2000.
Okay.
I think it was when that episode released. I'm not positive on that. So a while back, like on Facebook Marketplace, somebody was selling that exact same coffee table.
Really?
And it was missing some knobs on it and stuff, but it was the exact same table. And they were selling it for way more money than what it was worth.
Oh.
Otherwise, I would have bought it. But that was one of those instances where I was like, do I need that coffee table right now?
Right.
It's the Pottery Barn coffee table from Friends. But then at that point, it's old enough and it's been used enough to where it does have a story.
Yeah.
So like at what point are things old enough like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to me, it's not old unless it's 60 years old.
Oh.
But like,
that's the thing though, is like old for humans is 60, but
yeah,
old for stuff is like what, 15? I think something's an antique after
it
20.
depends on when it was made.
Yeah.
So I'm part of this old house group on Facebook that I absolutely love, and it's not just because it's, you know, it's the internet, so it's people from all over the world showing their houses, and the United States Americans will be like, oh, my house is old, it's 70 years old, or it's, you know, 100 years old, and the people over in Europe are like, bitch, please, my house was built in the 1600s.
Yeah. My house is 500 years old
I know.
and has the Black Plague embedded in the wood. I can't breathe in my house.
It's
the
so
plague
cool,
doctor
though.
haunts my attic.
Plague doctor ghosts.
How terrifying would that be?
Oh my god, yeah.
You wake up in the middle of the night and the plague doctor is just standing over you.
Oh
Nope.
There was a Supernatural episode like that where it was a plague doctor ghost, and it was freaky. Like, most of those episodes aren't that freaky, but that one was freaky.
Yeah. I feel like plague doctor masks have just like this haunting, and there's different ones too.
Yeah.
Depending on what they're made out of and the time period they were in. Like they're just frightening, frankly.
I imagine having the plague. I don't really know what it's like having the plague.
Imagine having the plague.
But like, okay, so you're sick and you're dying, probably hallucinating.
Yeah.
And, you know, because you're feverish and everything, because you do, when you get that bad, you'll hallucinate.
Yeah.
Imagine.
They're called fever dreams for a reason.
Yes. Imagine seeing a plague doctor coming at you, trying to take care of you, but you're so ill that you can't.
You think he's murdering you.
I would be freaking out.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely just.
Why do they have to make those masks that scary?
Oh my god.
And I understand why they wore the masks, because they believed it protected them from the plague.
Yeah.
But
well, also it was I think it was Posies. The nose, you know how the nose sticks out?
Yeah.
They stuck, I'm pretty sure it was Posies.
Yeah.
In the nose to smell.
Oh.
Because that's where the ring
the
around the rosy
pocket full of Posies was to mask the smell of all the deceased bodies laying around.
Oh yeah. Ooh, ashes, we all fall down.
We'll have to make that a separate episode. Talk about all the disease-ridden times, not just obviously like everywhere. Like all the different plagues there were.
Well, it's so funny though, because here comes the Black Plague, and it's because all the rats, you know, spread it around and everything. Rats. Well, what happened before the Black Plague? They got rid of all the cats because witchcraft. What happens when you get rid of all the cats?
Yeah,
you have a rat problem.
Rats. Cats and rats.
Like, karma.
Yeah, honestly though, wow, we're not talking about corporate America anymore.
What even are we talking about?
We are supposed to be talking about safety during Black Friday shopping.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, how do we get in the Black Plague?
I don't know. Black Friday, Black Plague, same thing.
I mean, it catched on just the same.
Catched.
I'm done. I'm clocking out.
We did the same plague.
My God. Anyways, so if you plan on going shopping for Christmas, particularly Black Friday shopping is what I want to talk about, because you can go shopping any other day and it's not going to be busy. Or like if you live around Michigan, you've heard of a little place called Frankenmuth, and you might want to go there.
Bronner's.
But now during November and the wintertime is when Frankenmuth is particularly very, very popular, especially on the weekends.
Packed. They have that. Yeah. They have a Christmas store that's open all year long. It's called Bronner's. And if you're a Christmas person, it's like,
that place is like heaven.
Yeah, it's amazing. But I'm not personally a big enough Christmas person to go to Bronner's every year.
I'm picky about my Christmas aesthetic. So I'm not particularly like, it really depends for me. But I went with my family, my mom's side of the family. We had a little girls' day out there when I was still pregnant. And I was only a few months pregnant, so like you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
But it was so busy, and I'm very lucky that I'm not very easily overwhelmed in big crowds.
Yeah.
But like I was like holding on to my mom's jacket the whole time, and we always had our phones on us, obviously. But it was a lot of fun, besides it being extremely jam-packed. And it was fun. I remember we went and we got lunch at the Burger King there, and I was wearing Dylan's farm jacket that has his name on it. And the guy that was taking my order, he goes, and what's your name? Oh, let me guess, it's Dylan. And I go, no, that's my fiance's name. And he was like, oh, like he got very embarrassed. And I'm like, okay, you can leave me alone now. He was nice. Gosh. I'm not gonna, he was nice, but it was just kind of odd. Like,
yeah. I remember when I was waiting tables, I would always kind of wear like not shit shirts when I was a waitress because you have to look nice, but they were just shirts
you didn't care about.
Right. And I had a Hollister shirt that I didn't care about because I don't care about the name brand stores. Or at least stores that put their brand right on the fucking front of their t-shirts. I hate that. But hey, it was a shirt. So this old couple, you know, because they're not with the times because they were older, and they were looking at my shirt and they're like, "Oh, is that your name? What is it? Holly Stern? That's your name?"
Imagine your last name being Stern. Sorry.
Is it? Who's the famous guy with the last Howard Stern?
Oh.
You don't know who Howard Stern is?
Mm-mm.
Oh, I'm
Sorry.
old. Me showing my age right now. But yeah. Anyways, Christmas shopping. So with holiday shopping, it's very busy, and it can definitely be any woman who has any kind of social media knows how dangerous going and shopping can be.
Not even a woman with social media, but if you've seen the news or like you said, been on social media or just been alive the past 20 years.
If you're a living, breathing woman.
Yeah. Or just person, you know how dangerous Black Friday has gotten.
Yeah.
You've seen the people mauling each other in stores trying to get one thing. You've seen people getting run over and stepped on and trampled, and a few people have died, I think.
I think it's ridiculous.
Black Friday shopping.
All over fucking TVs.
Why? Yeah.
TVs, really, guys?
Yeah.
TVs? That's what's important this Christmas.
You just
and this
kill somebody over that TV and your kids are going to throw a ball at it and break
it
in like a month.
Never understand. Every time people even riot or break into something like mass crowds of people.
Purpose.
They're always fucking stealing TVs. What the fuck is so important about a goddamn TV?
I don't know.
Maybe your life would be a little better if you got off your ass and quit watching TV so much. Jesus Christ. But with it can be life-threatening depending on where you go and how crazy it gets. But also know that when you're Black Friday shopping, you still need to be vigilant of the people around you, because there are a lot of people that are there during Black Friday that are not there to shop for things. They are there looking for people who are not paying
stuff. They're shopping for your children. They're shopping for you.
Yeah. They're looking for busy moms who are not paying attention. I mean, well, first of all, you shouldn't be taking your kids Black Friday shopping anyways, because are you not buying them gifts?
Yeah.
Why?
I mean, sometimes kids don't pay attention, but
they pay attention to what's in mom's cart, though, for sure.
It's, I don't know. Because, if you don't have anybody to watch your kids, of course you're going to take them. And you can make up a million excuses as to why you're putting the things they want into your cart.
Yeah.
It might hurt their feelings.
I've had to do that before. Yeah. Oh, this is a gift for your cousin.
Yeah. Yep.
But also keep in mind there is Cyber Monday. This is why we have online shopping. I think for small local shops, definitely go there in person.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you help your community. But big name stores, you can do that shit online. Target, do that shit online.
The employees would probably rather you do it online.
Yeah. How many times, Mary, have you heard somebody say, "Oh, you should be home with your family today," because you're a Black Friday worker, because you have to be.
I've worked at the same store for 6 years.
Mm-hmm.
I hear it every year from almost every single customer. "Oh, why aren't you with your family? Why aren't you? You're here. You are also We are in the same. You are 2 feet away from me. What do you mean? Why am I not with my family?
What do you mean,
I'm here
Basil?
because you're here. Like, go home, and I don't have to be here.
I know.
Leave me alone.
You should be home with
I'm
your
sorry.
family.
Do
Don't
you wanna
fucking
clock
go
in?
shopping.
We can switch places real quick. I'll go home with your family, and I can enjoy time with your family, and you can be here.
Yeah.
That's fine. Don't get me wrong. Like, I do enjoy working Black Friday because we do make it fun. They make it fun. It's not like at my store, at least, it's not incredibly overwhelming because we are a smaller store. Like, not when I say smaller store, like for our company, we're not a smaller store, but compared to other corporations, we are a small store.
You're not a one-stop shop store either.
No.
You have a specific niche.
Yeah.
Niche.
I think what's more stressful than Black Friday for me is the after holiday returns.
Oh my God. I can't even imagine.
Because a lot of people forget their gift receipts or don't get gift receipts even though we ask them if they want one. They go, no, we don't need them. And then we have to find a workaround. And it's just that is more stressful than Black Friday because, like I said before, it's not overwhelming for us at my store. People don't get crazy. The customers are generally very respectful. I was gonna say respective, and that's not the word I was looking for. But I don't know. I enjoy working Black Friday for the most part. I think what I didn't like is we used to be open for Thanksgiving, and so I would have to like spend an hour or two with my family.
Thanks,
and
corporate
then go
America.
in and work because we used to open not late, but like 6:00 at night on Thanksgiving. We would be open overnight, all day Black Friday, and then close really late Black Friday.
Who are these people going out shopping on Thanksgiving?
Psychos.
Well, okay, how though?
People that have
how
money.
can you eat 5 plates of food and then go out shopping? I don't understand.
Yeah.
Are you not participating in Thanksgiving? I'm not saying everyone should or has to.
No.
But I'm just like, most of the time you get those days off for Thanksgiving anyways. Spend them with your family. That is literally why the world is falling apart. Nobody gets enough family time. Right. I mean, literally, Dylan took 2 days off of work and everyone was pissed at him for it.
Yep.
2 days that he was allowed to.
For his birthday.
For days that he accumulated vacation time.
Yep.
And then decided to have the fucking audacity to use the vacation time.
How dare he? How dare he take time off for
himself? How dare you? You should be working.
You should. We're even like, we give you time off to prevent burnout, and then are upset when he takes time off to prevent burnout, even though he's only took 2 days and still had fucking burnout.
Literally
2 days.
Yeah.
Even if he took 2 weeks off, that's not enough time.
Yeah. Oh my God, that kind of mindset
I'm pretty sure
right
they
there
were upset
is...
that he took off time for our wedding too, even though he didn't even really take time off for our wedding.
Yeah, no, he didn't. When did he take time? They were upset at him for taking time off when you guys had your daughter. They were upset at him for taking that much time off. Okay, well, here is a dad taking 2 weeks off of work to take care of his newborn daughter, and so imagine his workplace getting upset over that. Are you fucking kidding me?
Or like when we all had COVID, and then we had taken like 2 weeks off for our wedding, and so he was out sick with COVID, and then mom passed, and so he took off time for bereavement, and then still had the vacation time planned. Yeah. And they basically negated
why not use the vacation time for bereavement also? Right. Because it is your mother.
They took away his vacation time and said, you've had enough time off. And he's like, do you think this has been a vacation for me? I was sick for 3 weeks, and then my mom died.
Yeah. What fucking vacation do you think I'm taking right now?
Yeah.
It's nothing but illness and grieving.
Yeah. Yeah.
And whereas the job that I was working at, literally they said, take all the time you need.
Dude, yeah, literally.
Take all the time you need.
I called my job at the when I was at the hospital because the day after that I was supposed to go back to work. And I called them and I was like, listen, I'm not coming in tomorrow because I have to make sure that my husband is, or my fiance is okay. And they're like, yeah, you take whatever time you need off and we'll work around it. You'd think a retail store would be more nitpicky because of coverage than an actual factory where they have the people for it. Like, you don't have to switch shifts around to make sure somebody's closing or somebody's opening, or you can cover lunches because everybody's got the same shift. I don't get it.
I don't know. There's so many toxic environments. And honestly, if anyone's listening to this and is working in a toxic environment right now, a lot of times because you have to, because you have no other choice, I feel for you. And I want you to know that I appreciate how strong you are, because it is not for the faint of heart to work in a toxic workplace like that. And I'm glad that, I was fortunate enough to be in a certain position where I was able to take off bereavement time. I know in other positions in that same place, you get like 3 days bereavement and that's it. And then you have to come back to work and act like everything's fine. And honestly, that's not okay. And I kind of really hate how like death isn't even looked at as a big major life change. I mean, like, lawfully it is, because you have to, you have to change your health insurance and everything. But like, when you look at it as far as like in corporate America, people lose people every day. You should be able to come back to work.
It's still hard.
It does. Like, not a single like corporation in this entire country cares about people's emotional well-being and mental health. When your emotional,
say they do.
Yeah, when your emotional well-being is not being taken care of, that's when you start developing mental issues and mental illnesses. It's just so sad.
If you're Black Friday shopping with your children, we just wanted to talk about a few ways you can be safe with them to make sure that nobody's taking your kids, nobody's, taking you or whatever. Because it's dangerous out there. It's scary. Enough kids are being snatched,
trafficked,
when it's
and everything.
Not busy in the middle of a Myers parking lot. Like, it's so one thing that I usually do, and it's not necessarily Black Friday shopping, but when I'm just out grocery shopping with my kid, if I have to like lean over and grab something or look at something and she's in the cart, I always like hold on to her foot or her leg. That way, if somebody decides they're trying to grab her, then I can feel it and I can notice it and not have to turn around and oops, my kid's not there anymore.
So the buckles in the carts, a lot of times they're not just to keep the kid in there. It's for the safety of protecting them so that nobody can yank them out of your cart. Another thing to keep a lookout for too is if you have a baby that's in a car seat that you brought in and stuck in the cart, there's little straps that you can take and wrap them around the cart. Also, the handle for your car seat, put it down. Don't have it up, because if it's up, they can yank it right out of there.
A lot of grocery stores now actually have grocery carts that have the car seat. You can snap the car seat in it. I know Myers does, because we've used it a few times.
Oh, okay. Because there are the car seats that can't do that.
Oh, that's fair. I don't think they snap in. I think they just sit in there. That way it doesn't, because if you just put it on the seat, it can move around.
You sit on there and strap it in.
Yeah. But like it's got like an actual like whoop thing.
Yeah. I've seen those.
Yeah. Those are actually really nice too, because then you don't have to worry about like, well, what if something comes loose and my car seat falls off? Anyway.
Honestly, I'm a big fan of baby wearing anyways.
Yes.
So you'll have more room in your cart and you can be hands-free and your baby is literally attached to you. Baby wearing is best in my opinion.
If you're going out with your husband, fiance, or a man figure at all, people are less likely
you should be safe.
Right, you should be safe because people are less likely to take your kids when there's a man around. It might be safer for you to strap the baby to the man that you're with.
Yeah.
Because then you're free to actually do the shopping instead of them having to tell.
Most of the time he doesn't want to do the shopping anyways. No, he's just helping. He's just there for muscle.
Right. So you could do that. If your kids are too big for baby wearing, put them on a leash. If it's
honestly,
don't use it for everyday use. Use it just for Black Friday shopping. Put your kid on a leash.
Yeah, honestly,
for their safety.
What's more important, protecting your pride or protecting your child?
Yeah.
Like,
I would much rather have
lose
my kid
the pride
look stupid
and put them on a leash.
Yeah.
Like, exactly like you said, I'd much rather have my kid and look stupid than to have lost my child.
Yep.
It's just, I mean, even like,
it doesn't even look stupid because most people, like before, when the baby leashes first came out, a lot of people were dogging on them because it was weird because it was new.
yeah.
But now we've all matured. We all realize that it is dangerous world out there, and the leashes are generally safe.
Well, also, like, any person who's been a parent knows that some kids are flight risks.
Yes.
Like, they just, the second you set them down, they're running.
Yeah.
They're running. What, like, how are you supposed to shop that way?
Right.
A lot of kids will sit there and throw a fit in the cart the whole time unless they're out of it. What are you supposed to do? I mean, we're all just trying to survive here. Like, don't be putting your nose up to other parents who are just trying to keep their kids close to them.
Right.
In, like, visible.
Yeah.
It's not that they're not training their kids to pay attention and be respectful in the store.
That's hard to do.
It's not about that. It's about literally keeping them safe, and that's it.
And even, like, training your kid. My kid's not a dog.
Yeah.
I'm teaching my kid. And teaching takes a long time. She's, my kid is 1. Yeah. She's a little sponge, but she doesn't understand most of the things I say to her.
Yeah. Well, also, like, you can't just be like, okay, stay with mama, and then expect them to literally follow those instructions for 2 hours while you're shopping. Really? Like,
they're gonna
kids
get
can't
bored.
do that.
They're gonna get restless.
They can't. They don't focus.
Yeah.
Take
snacks with you.
Child. Yeah.
Take snacks and drinks. Save yourself the despair of them getting hungry in the middle of shopping. Take snacks.
The forever mom issue of being a camel. You're always carrying people's waters, people's snacks. I usually take a backpack with me. I remember I would take a backpack instead of a diaper bag with my eldest when I'd go shopping with my mom. Mm-hmm. And, like, she brought up a good point, but I'm like, be fucking for real. I have a kid. Is that you don't bring a backpack into a store because it looks like you're there to steal stuff. And I mean, like, it makes sense, but also it's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? I have a kid who needs diapers and wipes and toys and snacks you're supposed to steal stuff, drinks.
But that's the employee's job. Is that if they do think something looks suspicious, they're supposed to keep an eye on it and make sure that it's not a problem.
Dude, if an employee came up to me and was like, I'm so sorry, I'm just doing my job, can I please check your backpack? I'd be like, yeah, fucking sure. I've got nothing to hide. There's literally
like, if you've got nothing to hide, then you should be okay with them searching your backpack.
Yeah.
There shouldn't be any problems.
I know. And some people are just like, oh, my privacy.
I shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
You are out in public and you brought a backpack into a store.
I shouldn't have to.
Be so fucking for real right now.
I shouldn't have to.
Be so honest with yourself. If you say, well, I shouldn't have to, you're probably a 52-year-old man.
Fucking go home then.
Who's never worked retail a day in his life.
If you don't want people going through your shit, stay in your house.
Become a hermit.
Yeah.
Stay in your basement.
Like, I mean, I'm all for, like, you know, nobody touching my shit too, but if it's, you know, something like just protocol to make sure I'm not a threat to a business.
Cool it.
Darla.
Twinkle,
twinkle, little star.
Find a happy place. Find a happy place. Find a happy place. God. Making sure the light was flickering.
It's still flickering. Your fish are going to have a stroke.
Dude, I always say that. I'm like, it's a good thing our fish doesn't have epilepsy.
Your fish are epileptic.
We should write a song.
My Uncle Rodney already did.
Oh. I wouldn't know.
You should ask Dad about it.
My fish are epileptic?
No, we can cut this out, but it's this guy, Bert, that Mom and Dad and Uncle Rodney used to know. Mm. And so, because Uncle Rodney used to make up songs for everything.
Yeah.
So, and it was The Temptations, Just My Imagination song. Mm-hmm. But he would say, Bert's an epileptic, shaking away from me. Because Bert's an epileptic, shaking away.
Oh my gosh. He sounds so funny.
I know. I'm sad I didn't get to meet him.
I know Dylan is too. That's something Dylan talks about pretty frequently.
Is Uncle Rodney?
Yeah.
I have it on family video. I think I was like 3. I'm riding around in my little battery powered car, and I don't remember who was filming me. It was either mom or dad, obviously, but I think it was dad, and I told him while I was driving my car, and I said, "Yeah, and me and Uncle Rodney played ball last night." And he said, like in the video, he said, "She doesn't even know who Uncle Rodney is." And it was like,
Wow.
did Uncle Rodney come meet me in my
Yeah.
dreams and play catch with me when I
Mm.
was a little kid? I don't
That's
know.
so sweet. I love it when stuff
It
like
just,
that happens.
I know, it sounds so comforting.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. I get comforted by stuff like that.
That reminds me of Sierra from Ladies and Tangents. Her son sees this woman named Debbie. They don't know who Debbie is, but he used to sit in his room and talk to her all the time. And Sierra had to sit there and like when he would talk about it to her, she'd have to sit there and pretend to not be scared so he wouldn't get scared. But she was like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
wow, okay." And he would describe Debbie as like looking wet. Yeah, I think I'll have to re-listen to it, and I'll actually find it, the video of the episode that she describes it, and I'll send it to you.
Yes, I want to listen to that.
Spooky.
We should link that below.
Yeah, I will. Actually, when I went into Spotify for podcasters, it updated, some of the stuff, and it actually lets you suggest other podcasts, like podcasts.
Okay.
So I for that way when people listen to us, they can see what we suggest as well. And I suggested Ladies and Tangents and then Comfy Cozy Witch.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. So I was like, those are just the 2 other versions of us.
Yeah. I love that.
Or
I
we're
didn't know
the
you could
different
do
versions of them.
Yeah.
They came first. Who came first?
They're the OGs.
I almost threw up. Mom, I threw up.
I throwed up.
But yeah, I think we covered everything.
Yeah, I think so. We literally covered everything under the sun, I think, like we do in every fucking episode.
Yeah.
We didn't read our Supernatural episode, though.
Oh, we can.
Yeah. So we're on part 8 or act 8 of our Supernatural AI episode. Super
Nurple.
Interior motel room day. Dean is sitting at the table about to take a bite from a pie. Sam enters.
Sam, dude, pie. Dean stares at it. Oh, go ahead.
Dean stares at it, smirks, and takes a little bite.
Sam, you know what? I've been eating weird for a couple days now.
Dean, what do you mean?
Well, last night I was dealing with some family drama, and I happened to be in the area eating at the time.
What the fuck family drama does Sam have to deal with that's not including Dean? Dean. Dude, you've been eating at the same table for months.
Sam, well, I don't blame you. It's been that bad, you know?
Dean, what do you mean bad?
Well, last night I was checking this joint in the town and damn near lost my mind.
Damn near lost my mind.
Yeah. Y'all gonna make me lose my mind.
Up in here.
Oh, he keeps going. I was hounded by this demon bitch, and I couldn't stop. So I called up Bobby, and we set out to find him.
Bobby, but why? Dean, to exact revenge.
But how?
Bobby, it's a goose chase. You go find the girl, and then you come back, and she's dead. Dean, you're insane. You know that? Bobby, look, man, I don't care who gets in the way. I want Anna back. I want to see her again.
Sam, but what about Dad? He's in real trouble right now.
Bobby, you're talking to the wrong girl.
The only thing that's playing in my head after you said Bobby said that is that song where she goes, ITGIRL. You know I am that girl. Shh. Don't kiss it until you know what I'm talking about.
No.
I'll have to send you a video with that. That song's been stuck in my head.
See, what I thought of after he said you're talking to the wrong girl is the TikTok cap cut of that lady going, surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise. Oh my gosh.
Dean.
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. He's your man anyway.
Sister. Anna's an angel. She's not possessed. Is he calling Bobby sister? Surprise, surprise.
Oh my gosh.
Bobby, not possessed. Not yet. Dean, hey, what's the matter? You don't think you're better than me? Bobby, you're not good enough, Dean. You know that.
Oof.
Dean, well, I'm not good enough either. So who cares? Bobby, you're just as screwed as I am. Okay. And that's it. It's a fairly short act.
ITGIRL. It's stuck in my head now.
But
Bitch, you know
on
I'm
that
sexy.
note, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Black Friday shopping. Please stay safe. Carry your mace. Check your cars before you get to them. You know, whatever is in your cart, listen. Anything you bought can be replaced.
Yep.
Your health and safety might not be able to be.
Mm-hmm.
So let them take your cart. Let them do whatever. Just look out for yourself. Make sure your car isn't getting tagged.
Oh, also something I do when I go out with my kid is I always take a picture of her right before we leave and I put it on my lock screen. That way, if for whatever reason
what she's
she
wearing
does go missing,
mm-hmm.
I have an immediate way to show the people around me what she looks like so they can start looking for her.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't have to go digging around in my phone for the most recent picture of her. I have a picture of her that day, what she's wearing, what her hair looks like, her, like everything about her is right there on my lock screen.
Also,
just in case,
God forbid, you do fall into a situation where you cannot find your child. I have heard numerous times from lots of different parents, don't just shout your child's name in the store and tell people that you're missing your child.
Marco Polo.
The best way to find your child is to start shouting what they look like.
Oh,
because it's easier for people to say, oh, I've seen a child that looks like that. They were headed this way.
Yeah.
Or I saw a child that was dressed that way. It helps locate your child faster.
Well, also, the danger of just shouting your child's name is that now
people know your kid's
whoever
name.
took your kid now knows what your kid's name is.
Yeah.
So that's why I said, like, my mom and I used to play Marco Polo in the store. That way, if I wandered off and she lost me, she would yell Marco and I would yell Polo back. Strangers didn't know my name and I knew it was her that was calling for me.
Mm-hmm.
The downside now, though, is that when Dylan and I play that in the store, even just for funsies, not just for funsies, but like we're adults. It doesn't matter. But we play it sometimes.
Yeah.
And people will yell back. And I'm like, I'm not fucking looking for you. Your name is Richard and you're 12. I'm not looking for you.
What fucking 12-year-old is named Richard? Oh my God.
I couldn't think of any other name.
So yeah, keep that stuff in mind. If for whatever reason you feel like your car is tagged in any way via AirTag, via zip tie, note, it's best to get in your car, get your kids in your car if you have kids with you, or whoever relative you're shopping with, your aunt, your mom, get in the car and call the police.
Yeah.
Just say, hey, I believe my car has been tagged. It's the best thing to do in that situation. Just remain calm. Also be aware of your surroundings. I know it's done people well, especially women, to be aware of your surroundings. Look at the people around you every
Don't be on your phone
couple
when you're
minutes.
walking.
Yeah, look around at the people around you every couple minutes. Notice if there's somebody following you. It happens way more often than we would like to believe.
Yeah.
And if that person's following you around the store, do not go to your car.
No.
Don't go to your car.
That's like if you're
then
driving
they know what
and
you're
you think
driving.
Somebody's following you, don't go home.
Well, a lot of times, if you're going to go to your car, they most likely have accomplices with them that are waiting in the parking lot.
Yeah.
So then they know what car you're driving. So then they can follow you. They can know where you're going to go. So these are just PSAs. Please be aware. I hate that we live in a world where we have to constantly be on guard all the time, but it is what it is. And I would rather us all be on guard all the time and know what we have to do to protect ourselves than to just be ignorant over it.
Right.
And I've been in the situation before where I've just, not been paying attention and just, thinking nothing of it. Oh, that can't happen to me, or that's
Right.
no, it can happen to anybody anywhere.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter how safe your town is. I don't want to be Debbie Downer, but
Sometimes you have to be, though.
yeah,
it's not being a Debbie Downer. That's being realistic.
yeah. So yes,
That's like
the holidays.
Sorry,
Go
that's
ahead.
like a few towns over. You remember they found the it was like a van or a trailer or something, and they were trafficking children in the Meyer parking lot 2 towns over.
Yep.
Remember that?
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
I would have never thought that could happen in a town like that, because that is,
it's scary.
it's not a prestigious area,
mm-hmm.
but it's a higher quality area.
Yeah. I remember being a 15-year-old and being in the mall with a couple of my girlfriends, and a parent was there with us, but they were also not with us,
doing their own thing.
Yeah,
they were in the area,
and there was a group of older men. It was like 3 or 4 older men that were following us around the whole time.
Yeah.
And of course, being that age that I was, 15 years old, it's that's creepy, but the red flags don't go up in your head the way they do when you're an adult.
Right.
Because, if I had a 15-year-old daughter who was with her friends and she would have called me and said, hey, there's kind of like a creepy group of guys following us, I would have A-lined right to there.
Right.
And said, what the fuck do you think you're doing following these girls around? Like, you have to, like I said earlier, put your pride aside.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be afraid to look like the crazy parent, because most of the time it's the crazy mama bear parents are the ones that have protected children.
Well, it's like, just because you might come off as crazy to other people, but you're not crazy. They just think you're crazy because they don't see the world the way you do.
Yeah. Well, also,
I don't know how else to put that.
You don't want your children to be a statistic.
No.
You don't want that.
Nope.
You don't want to have to live with that.
I want my kids to be on the better half of the statistic.
Yeah.
I'd rather there not be a statistic overall. Because when I start thinking about this topic too heavily, I start to really get in my own feelings, not about my kid, but about the other children out there experiencing it.
Currently,
yes,
really, I do too.
It starts hurting me deep down, and I have to shake it out of my head,
because
because realistically, there's nothing I can do about it. I have no power to stop anything like this.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times it's just been like, I put my kids to bed and I'm like, oh, okay, my kids are all safe in bed, and then I stop and I think,
yeah, my kids are safe.
How many kids out there right now are like being abused in this moment?
Yeah.
That I don't know who they are and I can't help them.
Yeah.
And like, I've done this before. I've literally sat on my couch and cried.
Yeah.
I've cried for children who don't know me, who will never know me.
Yeah.
Who think they're not even, that nobody cares about them.
Yeah.
I've cried for them. I've gotten in my feelings so bad where I've gone in my kids' room while they're sleeping and cuddled up with them in their beds, because I'm so terrified for other kids living in that situation, and I never want my kids to live in that situation. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that so much. If anyone needs somebody to protect their kid, I will fucking kill for any kid.
Yeah.
I will kill for any kid. Mine, yours, anyone's.
Yeah.
If that kid is being hurt or in danger, I will kill for them.
Yeah.
Unless it's another child hurting them. Yeah. I will go to jail. Straight to jail.
No, if it's another child hurting another kid, I'm still gonna...
Yeah, I'm like, okay, dude, stop being a bully.
I won't kill some ass, but I'll kick some ass. These hands are rated E for everybody.
I might clothesline the big old bully, but
sorry, I didn't see you there.
Oh, darn.
Charles. Oops.
What is your name for these children lately?
People are getting more into old names.
Oh, that's true.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm also just pulling names out of my ass.
Charles. I mean,
Charles. It's a realistic name,
Charlie.
yeah.
Yeah, just not. Nobody calls him Charles anymore.
That's all we have.
Yeah.
Be safe out there.
Love you. Bye.
Yeah.